while I'm waiting on my Uber Eats to get here. Might as well do a video. Don't really have anything important to say. I'm going to ordered me the crunch wrap for breakfast, or breakfast, the way we never say it. Breakfast. Break fast. Break fast. Black folks really get mad when you say, hey, why do you say breakfast instead of saying break fast? When I told the white guy, it's calls it breakfast, like festival, you know. He um he was like, okay. I said the word break too fast. No, I said you said the word fest too fast. It's not fest, it's fast. Break fast. Even white folks need to say it slower. Then somebody explained to me why the guy had to defend himself, so he explained to me why it's not really break fast. It's just spelled like break fast. It's not really meant to be a break fast, but it's just spelled break fast. I could look that up and see if he's right about that, but okay. Anyway, this video was sponsored by marijuana and boobs in a pouch. Okay? These daggone atheists. Yes. Soon as I turned on the video, okay, I'm gonna leave y'all guessing in this video. We're gonna play a game. Being y'all love to watch my content. Being y'all love to watch my content. I'm gonna leave y'all guessing. I watched the video today now, the Christian. And because of you, you people, you atheists, that love to hate on us, there's nothing wrong with hating on us. I hate on a lot of people. I'll skip that part. I hate on atheists. I hate on people. I hate on Democrats. I hate on not hate, but I hate on. Not hate, but I hate on. Okay. Um, I hate. I don't hate you personally, but I do hate what you stand for. So it's okay to hate on people. It's how you hate on people. What the atheists like to do is they like to go in there. They have a new clique going on. It's been going on over the last 5-10 years. And everybody's getting on this bandwagon. Maybe I need to do another video about bandwagons, but everybody's on this bandwagon where they, instead of debating with Christians, now, what we have here is we have millennials, and then we have people that never left millennia. Okay? They still act like children. We have millennials, and then we have people that never left millennia. They just refuse to grow up and grow a pair and act like they learned something with their 20 years of experience or less that they've been on the planet. Okay? Or I should say their 5 or 10 years of being an atheist. They refuse to act like atheism taught them anything at all. Atheism gave them a badge to be perverts. Atheism gave them a badge to be ignorant and foolish. Atheism gave them a badge to do more than just hate on certain issues and the people that express those issues, but it gave them to really, really, really hate on people. For example, there's people all over the internet not only lying about me getting mugged, but laughing at me getting mugged because they feel that I deserve what I got. And so instead of just coming out and saying, well, I don't like D-Roy Cruz, so if he got mugged, I don't give a shit. Okay? He can get mugged every day for all I care because I hate the mother effer. Okay? Instead of just coming out and saying that, they just say, "Oh well, you know, he lied about getting. He said They'll lie. They'll say, "Oh well, he said that he walked in the store, which I don't own the store, okay, and he said something to the two dudes, which I didn't say that. They knew him because of his videos, or they knew him because he told them to pull the pants back up." And all right, I'm done talking about that. Okay, the point is, the last thing in this world I want to be right now is an atheist. Okay, you know, you criminal number one. If your mugshot shows up on television or not, these people are criminal number one. Okay. Anyway, if you want to hate on something today, okay, this is holy hate on atheist week. Okay, hate an atheist. Okay, because not only are they hating on us, and I'm not trying to uh, return evil for evil like the Bible tells us not to, but um, that's all they know how to do is hate on us. So I say we defend ourselves and stand up for ourselves. Okay. But you can't do it. You can't fight your enemy like your enemy fights you. You have to have other plans. Okay, but anyway, this video is sponsored today by marijuana and boobs. And I kid you not. Because I was just watching videos today of other Christians that are going through the same thing. I shouldn't say I'm going through this. The Bible tells me not to say it that way. You can't say it that way. You can't say I'm going through this because then you're claiming it. Then you're giving the devil permission when you say you're claiming this. When you say that you're going through something, the devil's going to make sure you go through it. You can't say that. Let me counter petition that. I've been watching and discovering Christians, if that's what they really are, um, in the same situation that I find myself in. There, that's better. Don't say you're going through something. I'll say I'm in the same situation where I'm in, or that are being treated by atheists on YouTube the same way I've been treated by atheists on YouTube, but even worse. I mean, like really even worse. Um, like one guy today, I just found out I subscribed to his channel to find out that when I subscribe to his channel, I'm subscribing to the channel of an atheist. This is not really him. This is an atheist that has devoted her whole channel to talking about him. Okay? She could barely use her equipment. And then when she finally got it to work, okay, she begins to talk. And everything was F, 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 F. Why do atheists love the F word so much? Don't answer that. I know why. Okay? But for the average person, the F word is used when you get angry. But like, you know, so many people today, especially atheists, they love that F word. It's like, if you're an atheist, say F for me. You like shout F if you're an atheist. Everybody grab your crouch and say F if you're an atheist. You know? I mean, that's the way they are. I mean, you know. Um, but anyway, this woman shows up, can barely uh control, you know, she barely knew how to control her OBS. And that's why I don't have OBS, because I don't want to go through all that technical BS. Plus, what am I going to do with my OBS? Go and try to get even with all the atheists that done it to me with their OBS? Okay. No, I'm not interested in that. I don't pay back evil for evil. The Bible tells me not to do that. However, I do want to talk about them since they are my closest enemies. Keep your enemies close. Or how's that go? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Something like that. Something on those lines. Okay. This woman shows up in a sack. She got her boobs in a sack. Got to be careful. I got neighbors, and I got my door open. Let some air get in here. She got her boobies in a sack. Like, if you just got out of bed, or if you just got done working out, whatever that thing she was wearing was, okay? Why don't you take a shower and put on some clothes before doing your YouTube video? I mean, you know, we got another guy, everybody knows him. I call him Nipple Boy. That was his first name that I gave him. Everybody knows that because you're all the same network. Just like I'm sure all the people that are telling me on YouTube, following me on YouTube, it's never Christians or good people that follow me. It's just always these losers, these loser atheists. That is okay. I'm sure they know this woman. Okay, I'm sure they provoked this woman to start a channel on this character. Okay, but I go to this channel and I like y'all to guess who I'm talking about. And I'm leaving you enough to guess. If you can't guess it, then you just stupid because all y'all work together. But this woman gets on there wearing a sack with her boobs all exposed in it. Okay? And I'm thinking, why don't you take a shower if you just got out of the gym? Or why don't you, you know, if you took a shower, why don't you put on clothes that are suitable for what you're talking about? Like, you're not talking about sex. You're not talking about, you know, you're not getting ready to have sex with your boyfriend. You're doing a YouTube video that's running like 3 hours. So for 3 hours, anybody that comes to visit the channel, they're trying to concentrate on what you're talking about, but that rack, I should call her rack chick. Rack chick. Here we go, rack chick. That rack, okay? Some of them's coming in there just for that. Because you don't never see like women who have small boobs or women who have no boobs at all put their boobs in a sack. That's strictly for women who like to expose their chests, okay? Atheists are known for exposing their chests and some other things too, okay? Atheists are known for that. But I'm no longer upset that I'm being tailed by atheists. Because, see, people like me and some of the other people that I've viewed, and I'm back to viewing the content on their channel. See, there's another clue. I'm back to looking at the content on their channel again because of all this rhetoric that's going around about them. I want to go to their channel and see what's going on. And I'm finding out that what we have in common is not what they say we have in common, but what we have in common that they love and they hate. They have a hate relationship, a love-hate relationship with what we talk about. Okay? And that love-hate relationship exists. Any Christian can get on YouTube and say, oh, you should accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, and he'll come into your life and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anybody can get on YouTube and tell you how to pray the sinner's prayer, or get on YouTube and talk about, you know, talk about, I lost my train of thought. Anybody can get on YouTube and talk about, you know, inviting you to church, talk about how you should be saved. That's what I meant to say. Talk about how to get saved, how to be born again. Okay? Anybody can do that. Okay? But what we do, people like me and these people, what we do is we address the part of the Christian church that you do not know exists. We talk about the culture. without even coming out and saying it, you know it's better than yours. You know the Christian culture is better than secular culture. Whether you're an atheist or just a non-believer, which, why do we keep separating atheists from non-believers? They're not special. They're non-believers like everybody else. The only difference is they're more ignorant. They're more, because non-believers say, there is a God, there isn't a God. Whether there's a God or not, I really don't give a rat's a. That's what a non-believer says. There might be a God, there might not be a God. I really don't care. What the atheists say is there is no God, but yet their stupidity is to argue with God, to argue with anybody. Wait a minute, wait. If I say there's no gun, okay, in my house, there's no gun. Cops come, I say there's no gun. Okay, the first thing the cops are going to do is look for a gun and leave. Once you have looked, okay, and proven that there's no gun, right? You walked out of here, there is no gun. Why am I going to court for having a gun? All of a sudden, next thing you know, I got to show up in court. I'm still being arrested. I'm still being arrested for having a gun. Why would I be arrested for having a gun when they just proved there is no gun? Same thing with God. Why are we arguing about God if there is no God? Okay. I can understand that. One atheist did explain it. He said, it's not even God. I forget. I got him on the tip of my tongue that quoted this, but I can't. It might have been Sam Harris. Might have been Sam Harris that said this. I'm not sure. Don't quote me because I'm not quoting him right. He said something on the lines of, it's not God that bothers me. But he says it's the Christian bigotry, okay? And the fact that they believe in God, they think that gives them a pass to do corruptive things and have corruptive thoughts because they think that believing in God gives them that pass. It might have been Sam Harris. I'm not sure. I think all atheists have said that, and I'm not talking about the millennials or the people that never left millennium. I'm talking about the actual atheists who travel the world doing seminars and all like that, and they write their own books about atheism. I think these are the ones that um will actually quote it, each one differently, but they basically the same thing. They just say it in a different translation. Okay. But here's my food. Hold on. I'm coming. It's cold. I gotta stick it in the microwave. That's the only thing I hate about having these people. I don't understand. Like, they're right up the street. I don't understand why my food has to be cold when it gets here. But it's always cold. And then they want to ask me for another tip. You know how they do. Must be 1 pack of sugar in there. I'm diabetic. I need lots of sugar. I need like 30 packs of sugar in a 5-ounce cup of coffee. I'm diabetic. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. 5 to 6 sugars in your typical size cup of coffee. Good enough for me. But anyway, these, and I'm not gonna hold you long because my food is here and I'm hungry and I gotta go to Walmart. These people, that are atheists, have a tendency to make up stuff as they go along. And what was I saying before the food man showed up at my doorstep? I think I was talking about how these people that travel and make money for being, not for being, but who express atheism, okay, and they try to convert other people, many people as they can, to atheism. They even go into our churches, and our pastors let them do it if they can, if they think they can, convert their people to atheism. Okay, if you think you convert my people to atheism, you're welcome to try. Is the attitude there? I think the arguments for atheism are, you know, kind of dumb. Um, but anyone who really honestly believes there can't possibly be a God will feel that what I'm saying is dumb. Okay. Um, but my thing is, here's something dumb that I'm really going to say. Thinking about this girl showing up on the camera with her boobies in a sack. She wants the world to know how beautiful her breasts are. She wants the world to know that she's sexually promiscuous. She wants the world to know that she loves getting high. These things are no longer personal, especially for an atheist. Let it all out. Why? Because there is no God, right? But my thing is, I cannot understand. Let me go the opposite direction here. I cannot understand why people love sex so much when if they don't believe in God. Why do they love sex so much? There is no way that sex developed from evolution. There is no way that sex, and to me, that's one of the most powerful things about God that makes me serve him is that there are good Christians out there in holy matrimony tearing it up in the bedroom. They got to keep getting new mattresses and they got to keep getting new beds because they keep breaking them. Because when you put, I'm not even going to say that. Anyway, when you put two people together of a certain weight level, you're going to need to keep buying beds, okay? But to think that there's Christians out there, beautiful, handsome, fat and ugly, I don't know. Should I say that? Slap me. That was a Chris Rock joke. Slap me. Will, where you at? Okay. Um, and I know how y'all do on YouTube. You got a lot of nerve you calling anybody ugly. Did you look in the mirror lately? I know what you're saying. You need to look in the mirror more often. If you saw, if you saw yourself in the mirror, boy, I can tell you ain't looked in the mirror lately. If you saw yourself in the mirror, the word ugly ain't good enough to describe you. Anyway, um, why do people worship sex like this woman? Why do people worship sex? Why do people worship the mountains? Why do people go hiking? Why do people love dogs and cats so much? You know, I mean, man has went because he loves animals so much. He has went out in the wild and separated the wild from the tame, or separated the wild from what could be tamed. Okay? I mean, around here, we don't have many dogs, but I remember when I first moved in here, well, about a year after I first moved in here, a cat came and knocked on my door. I saw something scratching at my door. Most humanist thing ever. There's something going on with my door there. So I went to my door, and there's this cute little cat there scratching to get in. And I gave him some water and some milk. And then I told him, beat it. He kept coming back. I told him, beat it. Get out of here. And then everybody that showed up, I was like, is this your cat? And we tried to find out who you. The cat wouldn't leave me alone, so belly after feeding him. So I decided to try and find who this cat belongs to. But it took him 24 hours to finally stop coming to my doorstep. He finally left. Cute little thing. Made me almost for 2 seconds there. I felt like putting this cat in some bath water and running to Walmart and getting, a litter box and that, you name it, and hiding this cat in here, which a lot of people around here do. We don't have pets up in here, but a lot of people have little tiny chihuahuas and other little tiny dogs and have cats inside their homes. And we're not supposed to have animals up here, but you know how it is. This is all over the U.S. People do anyway, especially if you got the kind of dog that don't bark or you got a dog that doesn't bark. And then some people, they don't care about that. They just figure you ain't gonna snitch. Yeah, for something like that, I might not snitch. But if, like there's times that I had to snitch because your dog that don't live there ain't supposed to be there, you ain't allowed to have, came after me. Coming out of my own house. Okay? So yeah, I'm a snitch. Okay? But anyway, um, train of thought again. I did too much talking about the dogs and cats. Now I lost my train of thought. Um, why do um atheists love sex? There's no way that science alone created sex. Matter of fact, science didn't create anything. And there's no way possible that sex came from evolution. Please explain to me how we evolved into sex. We've been having sex now and having babies for how many years from humans? Humans didn't evolve. And then if we evolved from apes, how come apes don't like us? How come you can go here to YouTube and listen to a bunch of news programs where people have been attacked by apes in the most horrible way? There's no way this could come from evolution, because if apes came from evolution and we're all related to apes in some way, that means that an ape should be able to give me a blood transfusion. You should be able to sit an ape down at the doctor's and say, right arm or left arm, okay, stick a needle in there, okay, and take blood, and then there should be blood A and B type and C and cells and things that match. We can match up his blood with the blood of certain humans. Why? Because he's our common ancestor. We have this in common. So you say apes are our common ancestors. Okay, what is it that we have in common then? Show me what we have in common. An ape can't give me a blood transfusion. He can't give me his liver, his kidneys. You go into the jungle feeding all these apes. But when you needed a liver or a kidney, no apes available. Apes can't, nobody's going to capture an ape and take his liver or take his kidney for you. Heart transplant. Not even a heart transplant. There is absolutely nothing we can do with an ape except feed him and hope he doesn't kill us while we're doing it. And he doesn't eat the same food that we eat. And if we eat enough blood out of food, we'll die. Some people like their meat, a little bloody. They like their meat a little bloody and stuff like that. I don't. I like my meat fully cooked. But if you were to eat it like really extremely bloody, or like if you were to eat raw meat, you would die. You would get a horrible disease and die. And people have for trying it. But an ape, a lion, a tiger, they can take a chicken and just a live chicken and just they can take a rabbit or a squirrel or a whole freaking what do you call them things? Got the horn upside their head. What do you call them things? I don't forgot what it's called. You name it. They just eat any animal and just take a bite out. Don't bother to spit the bones out. Don't bother to worry about whether they're eating the fat or the meat or what. They just just tear it up. I mean, have you ever seen a video of how animals eat? Makes me wonder if they come from evolution the way they eat. you know. But biblically, no. And I believe the Bible's true. Because you have not proven that the opposite. And I think what really bothers an atheist, and I think what the atheists really want, is they want to be the number one religion in the world. They want the church to be atheistic, or they want the church to be an atheist church. And there is an atheist on YouTube that has stated that. He has clearly stated that. Matter of fact, in his part of the world, in his state, he has taken churches. Y'all know this guy. He has taken churches and made them atheist centers. Sometimes, for some of the names, he's even called them atheist worship centers. Okay? And what do they do in his churches? They imitate the church people and leave God out. They go in there, they sing songs, very boring songs, and he stands behind the pulpit and he reads out of several books, that quote different atheists, and he talks about, whatever he wants to talk about, you know, and they clap their hands and they try to make it look like, oh, you can be the church without being the church. They try to make it look like you can do all these things without getting all religious about it, without getting all Christian about it, you know. But in closing, I'm no longer disappointed. I'm no longer upset because I know that this is a network. This is a cult. This is a tactical group via internet, via YouTube, and other channels or other social media platforms. that is going after Christians, and their way of going after Christians is to go after their families via YouTube, their children, their jobs. They'll say anything to hurt you as a person because they can't hurt your God, and that is what's going on. They can't get God. They wanna kill God. They want to stop God. This God that they claim does not exist. They want to stop him. They want to destroy him. But they can't. So they come after his followers. They come after his people. Okay? And you have people that are going into churches and having debates, and these church apologists are letting them do this garbage. I wouldn't. Stay out of my church. I'll meet you at the Civic Arena downtown Pittsburgh. Your little nasty devilish behind ain't coming in my church. Screw that. You ain't coming up in here. This is holy ground, brother. You ain't coming up in here. But they let them do that. I wouldn't. Okay? But they're coming in churches, and they're trying to convert our converts from our churches right up in our faces. Okay? They're going to, uh, ballrooms all across America, big giant ballrooms and big giant coliseums and that, arenas, and speaking to thousands and millions of people. This all began after Promise Keepers in 1995. The devil has never forgave us for that. Millions of people gave their lives to the Lord. Millions of people showed up, and millions of people were arrested in the name of Jesus, because they didn't arrest any Christians. They arrest these groups that came out there and did whatever it took, even up to violence, to try and stop us. Okay? They were arrested. Some of those people are in prison today. Prostitutes were made to leave their corners and go somewhere else, and you name it. That day was our day. Okay? Today, I call a cop. I got to explain to him 100 things on the phone. And then he's going to come here and tell me, yeah, well, if they're not doing this, they're not doing that, I wouldn't really worry about it. Go back in the house and lock your door and lock it tight. They're not going to do anything. Like, I'm allowed to be in my house, but I'm not allowed to be outside my house and get any respect on my own property. Okay? That's the way they act today. Like, oh, just go back in the house and lock your door. You know what I mean? If there's any more trouble after that, call us. Now I realize what that dream was about today. Now I know what that dream was about I had today. I had this dream. I just got the interpretation. But this is what they do. This is what they do. But back then, that day, prostitutes going in there, trying to, holding up the Johnnies where the men go to take a piss. Little outhouses they sit out there. These prostitutes are out there posing. Like, they're acting like, you don't get to use the Johnny unless you go in there with her, or something. We called the cops. The cops came, took all these broads out there in handcuffs. Okay? It was our day. Everybody was being arrested. If a lot of these people had showed up in 1995 in the Washington Monument, bringing the same rhetoric that they bring on YouTube, they'd have been either asked to leave, or if it got worse, they'd have been taken out of there in handcuffs. Okay? Trust me. It was our day, our week. The devil never forgave us for that. Nor can he. But he never forgave us for that. We'll never get another day like that again. But what's going on right now? The devil's trying to make his day when he will bring the whole entire world against the church. And if there's blood, okay, if there's bloodshed, if there's crazy things happening during that time, what will he do? Or what will they do? Only about 1%, 2% might back up and say, hold up, atheism is not for me. Hold up, I'm in the wrong religion. Let me go back and think about how I want to live my life. I didn't sign up for this. But that's going to only be about 1 or 2% the way it's been over the last 10 years. Okay? That's all it's going to be. But I'm hungry. So I'm going to get out of here and go to Walmart. Eat my crunch wrap. My egg and sausage. And there's a hash brown in there, crunch wrap. And I hope they gave me the sauce with it I asked for this time. They skipped it yesterday. But praise the